What's up, everybody, and welcome into Big Man on Basketball. Today is Saturday, February 12th, 2022. Hope you're all having a great day wherever you are. I am actually here doing this every day, but we normally do it on Patreon. Saturday or two, I'll open it up to you to watch. Hopefully, you'll join us. The home for March Madness content is patreon.com/BMOC. Hope you all are having a good morning wherever you are. We've got a lot of games to get into, so we're going to start it right at the top. I thank you for jumping in and saying hello. No need for questions because if you just be patient, I will go through every single game. Thank you, Will. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was a good show. It was a good show. People enjoyed it. It's still around. It's still there. Just not being done. Maybe someday. Thank you for watching. What's up? All right, let's get into. I'm here for Ivy League expertise. Well, I don't really bet much Ivy League, so I don't know how much I can help there. But all right, let's get into the show. Okay, let's start it out chronologically. We're going to start at noon. We're going to end at midnight. There's games for everybody here. Let's jump into it. As I've said before, if I'm on anything, I'll tell you if I'm on it. I'll tell you if I bet it. I'll tell you what I'm rocking with. Okay, Creighton and Georgetown. For anyone that doesn't know, look, if you follow me every day, you know this. I really don't bet the Big East. I think it's a mess of a conference. I think it's a complete coin flip every single game. I have no interest in betting it. I don't know who's going to win it. I think it could be 5 or 6 different teams. I just don't have any interest in it. In this game, I don't know. I lean Creighton. I mean, Georgetown can't defend. Georgetown's a bad team, and a lot of people are wildly calling for Patrick Ewing's job, which I think is a little crazy. I don't think that's going to happen, but I don't know. I mean, Creighton's also young. Georgetown, like I said, can't defend. Creighton, is kind of in flip flopping wins losses. Should win here. I mean, but and they're a lot better defensively, which they haven't been in years past. But for them, it's really issues with turnovers and things of that nature. Wouldn't be one I'd be betting. Texas A&M, Auburn. I got to tell you, I like A&M a little bit here. I'm not a big fan of Auburn. I've said that before. I don't think they have really, truly what it takes to win the NCAA tournament. Could they maybe go to the Sweet 16? Yeah, for sure. Texas A&M is going to turn the pace tempo up. They're going to force turnovers. They're a good rebounding team. They can hang in games. But, look, Auburn, awful loss. It's hard to bet into them. I ultimately didn't play this. I could see maybe taking a little shot here with A&M just because, I do think there are some things that they can do. And, I guess you have to also wonder, though, how does A&M score? Is Jeff Jasper back? I don't know. Just a lot going on. Early start. Imagine if you paid for Patreon and Jeff gives out Saturday for free. Well, keep in mind, if you knew anything about promotion, this just happens all the time. Listen, Johnny, I'm not putting up with bullshit. Look, if you want to be in here and have a good time, you're welcome to it. Patreon's about giving out my content. For me, though, you can fuck off. We're having fun. We don't deal with nonsense in here. These people that just have nothing better to do. It's fucking 10:30 in the morning, man. Find a fucking hobby. Arkansas, Alabama. You guys know I love Arkansas. I love them. This is a tough one. I get it. A little letdown game, if you will. I don't think there's a lot of letdown games in this conference, quite honestly. Arkansas is on a roll. They've had opportunities to have letdowns, and they haven't necessarily had them. They beat LSU back on January 15th. Could have let down at South Carolina. Didn't lose that game, won it big. They've had letdown opportunities. This is a big one, though. Obviously, you beat the number one team in the country on your home court. But I'm not betting against Arkansas. I mean, it'd be Arkansas or pass here. I didn't ultimately get to the window on this one, but you look at Alabama. What do we know they do? They don't have a good coach. All they do is shoot. They shoot a ton of threes. We know Arkansas is long and lengthy. I think Arkansas is the better team here for sure. Do I want to play it? I lean Arkansas. Maybe have a little bit of a little cash on it. Nothing crazy. Texas, Baylor. Okay, I took Texas here. I don't bet a lot of noon games, but I took Texas. And yes, I know if you follow me, I don't have a lot of luck betting against Baylor. And quite honestly, I'm sure though roll and win by double digits, because that's what happens whenever I bet against Baylor. But I think Texas is starting to round into form. I really do. I think they're starting to get to the point where they're going to start looking like a bit of the team that we thought we'd see, at the beginning of the season. Without LJ Cry, I just don't think they're as good. And I don't think he's going to play here today. Texas has struggled last year against this team. Remember, different coach, different situation. Chris Beard's much better. We know their defense is really good. Trey Mitchell's starting to play at a high level. All these kids, they're starting to round into form. The consistency's getting there. I think they found a bit of a rhythm. Yes, Travis. I took Texas. I grabbed the 6 here. Thought it was a bit high. I like the way this team's playing. Okay, I think this is a gigantic opportunity again for the Longhorns. I think this number should be more like 4. So I grabbed the 6. St. Joe's, UMass. I don't know. I don't have much on this one. Neither team defends at a level of any sort of consistency. I do think Joe's is getting better. I think they're getting to the point where they're starting to be a decent team. They're 10-12. Okay, they seem to win one, lose one, win one, lose one. Decent offensive team, but I'm not going to really get involved with this one. Lean over. Obviously UMass. If you know anything about them, they can't defend you, me, and 3 listeners. They're very good from 3. They don't turn it over. They're going to get destroyed defensively. So I would lean. This is first to 75 probably wins. I really don't have an opinion. No need to ask about games. I go over every game here. Lafayette, Lehigh. No real opinion here. Coin flippy game in the Patriot League between 2 teams that are pretty well coached, quite honestly. Fran O'Hanlon, Brett Reed, 2 good coaches. One thing you have to know about Lafayette. Okay, they're not going to give you the 3-point line much. They're going to, obviously make a lot of threes. That's kind of what their game plan is. They play fast, a lot of tempo here. Lafayette can't defend the 3. They struggle from that standpoint. I don't know. I lean Lehigh here. American, Boston University. American, I've talked about this team, one of the worst defensive teams in the country. This team can't guard anybody. And today they get a pretty tough game here in BU. Joe Jones's team don't turn the ball over. They're really good on the offensive glass. They're good at the free throw line. They're pretty good offensively. They make shots. And that's one of the reasons they've only lost 1 since the middle of January. It's a solid team, man. Already put up 79 points this season on American. That was in D.C. Now this game's at home, and they're laying, 12? Team total today for BU. Keep in mind, put up 76 in the first game. Today is 71.5. I think that is a bit low, okay? It's just that simple. American is not a good defensive team. They get destroyed seemingly every other game. Let's look at these numbers. I mean, they only give up Bucknell, 68 to Bucknell. I guess that was just a back and forth kind of game. Give up 86 to Colgate, 78 to Loyola Maryland, 76 to Army, 79 to BU, as I said. The good offenses in this conference do what they want to do against this group. Okay, it's that simple. They're giving up 73 points a game. Okay, they can't score. And BU, as I said, pretty good offensive team. They're valuing possessions. They're great on the glass. This is an American team that can't rebound either. I expect a lot of good shots. I expect good, solid offense for this team. And they're very good from the free throw line, BU. So you have to expect there's going to be plenty of opportunities to get into the 70s in this game. That's kind of one of those plays where anytime you see American playing a good team in the Patriot, you kind of want to lean on it over. Plus, it's a home game here. BU over 71.5. That looks pretty good. All right. Let's get to the next game here. Thank you for watching. If you're out there, I do appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Merrimack and Wagner. Guys, look, Wagner's really good, okay? I think they're a team that could surprise a team in March, maybe. Keep the game close till the 3 or 4 minute mark. The first time these two teams played, it was a 14-point win for Wagner, okay? Merrimack never led. The game was pretty much within 10, though, the entire way. Look, Merrimack is a tough team to deal with, okay? They are. They play this three-quarters court press, and then they get into a zone. It's tough prep. It's hard to deal with. And they haven't played well, though, recently. That's the problem. I think Merrimack's always a tough ask against any team in this conference because they do play at such a weird – they play a weird way. It's a quick turnaround. But they've seen him before. It's tough to beat a team twice. Gun in my head, I'd lean Merrimack, but I'm not betting against Wagner. This team's a machine in this conference. Oklahoma, Kansas. I don't know. I don't have much on this one. Oklahoma needs to keep winning games. I just don't trust them. They turn the ball over way too much. 338th in turnover percentage. Just not good enough. And that's one of the reasons they've only won twice since January 8th. They turn the ball over too much. Kansas off a loss, no interest. No interest in betting into Kansas off a loss in Fall Gallon Fieldhouse. I just don't. Sorry. Good luck. Good luck betting that. I just don't. I don't want to do it. It's not that I don't like Oklahoma. It's not that I don't think they're good defensively, because they are. They just turn the ball over too much. And I'm not betting teams like that into a team that lost who's at home. Seton Hall, Villanova. Who knows? Listen, if there's a team I like in the Big East, if I'm just going to say it, it is Seton Hall. I've liked Seton Hall. I think they're really fucking good on the defensive end. They always are. It's really just about consistency on offense. They're never healthy. They never have a full fucking team. Last game, Bryce Aiken, out as usual. There's a lot of good defenders on this team, but there's not a lot of good scorers. There's no Miles Powell or Desi Rodriguez or Angel Delgado on this team. I don't know. It seems like a lot of points. Villanova's really good. Tough to beat them at home. You know, Seton Hall can hang in this game defensively. Niagara, Fairfield, I don't know. Bad teams in the MAAC. Coin flip game. Greg Paulus against whoever the hell coaches Fairfield. I usually am good with coaches' names, but I don't have a Fairfield coach in front of me. I think it's, I don't know. What's the guy's name? Joey Young, I think. Something like that. So sort of J. I forget. Sacred Heart, Fairleigh Dickinson. Another tough game. Anthony Lantina against Greg Horrenda. Look, the truth is Greg Horrenda's team has been horrendous. It's that simple. Fairleigh Dickinson is a bad basketball team. 2 wins on the season, St. Francis of PA and Central Connecticut State. Already lost to Sacred Heart by 6 this year. They get a home game here. I don't know. Good luck guessing. Fairleigh Dickinson's bad. They're one of those teams that can't defend and they can't score. Not real good. All right. St. Francis, Brooklyn, Central Connecticut State. Look, you're not going to ever find me betting Central Connecticut State. Another real bad team in this conference. They have won 2 in a row. You got to give them some respect there, but those games came against Merrimack and FDU. St. Francis, New York is obviously a bit better under Glenn Barasha. No opinion here, though. Not betting it. Illinois State, Indiana State. Indiana State really struggled last time out against Evansville. Had to go to double overtime in that game. Shouldn't happen. You shouldn't have to go to double overtime to beat Illinois State. Indiana State just, for whatever reason, couldn't get a stop against a team like Evansville, which it was kind of concerning in its own right. So they split with Evansville. They win one and lose one. Josh Schertz's team. Thing about them, they play really fast. Schertz plays this hyper speed offense. Pretty good offense, though. Do get into the teeth of the defense, get to the line. Good defensive rebounding team. They end possessions. Cameron Henry, a good player. Cooper Neese, a good player. Illinois State, I wonder. How's Dan Muller still there? Look, this is going to be a high-scoring game, guys. These are 2 teams that in this conference, they do run. This should be up and down. There's going to be some points in this one for sure. Lean over if I had to play it. Navy, Army, no opinion. 2 pretty good teams in the Patriot. Kind of a flippy game. I'd just probably lean with whoever's getting points. Rutgers, Wisconsin. Look, not going to ever bet Rutgers on the road. I just don't do it. I don't think they're a real good basketball team. Look, at home, it's a different story. They do good things at home. But the truth of the matter is they've lost to Northwestern. They lost at Minnesota. They lost at Penn State by 16. This team lost at DePaul. They lost to Lafayette. They lost to UMass. This is a bad team on the road. Sorry. Look, I don't mean to be obtuse here, but I'm not interested. Wisconsin's starting to kind of, they had a couple losses, but they're still, getting the job done. Good win last time out against Michigan State. Fought off a gutsy Penn State team. And look, what's not to like about Wisconsin? They're a tough team to root for, hate to face kind of team, but they protect the ball, high basketball IQ, and they're at home. I kind of had this more at like 71, 74, 65, 76, 66. I think they find a way to probably win by double digits. Wisconsin seems to be riding into form, and I have no interest in Rutgers in a road price. Harvard and Penn. It's been a weird year for Harvard and Tommy Amaker. They've lost a couple in a row, 2 losses to Yale, 2 low-scoring games, but they weren't able to get the job done. They can't score, quite honestly, Harvard. It's been a long-standing problem. They've lost 4 or 5 overall, and they have a real concern with maybe not getting to the Ivy League tournament at this point. Now I got to go on the road down to Palestra and play a pretty good offensive team in Penn. Penn has been really solid. Dingle and Wong and, Mishkovitz. This has been a good team, Penn. Harvard better whip themselves into shape quick, or they're going to be on the outside looking in. Really a must-win for Amaker's group today. Ball State, Buffalo. Look, Buffalo is really a fun group. This isn't a fun little conference, the MAC. Kent State, Akron last night was awesome. Should be a pretty good game here. Buffalo should be able to kind of flex their muscles, though. This is a team game where you're going to have both teams that want to go fast. Buffalo's really quick from a tempo standpoint. Ball stable, absolutely play that way as well. And Ball State can't defend. This is a team that's had issues all season defensively. It's not a real good sign either when you don't defensive rebound. Buffalo hits the glass hard with Mbala and Jonathan Williams and Sigu and all these different guys. Maseo Jack's been a nice addition for them this year. Already beat Ball State this year by 6. I think they probably follow it up here and get the job done again. A lot of points, though, to lay in an up and down kind of pace-tight kind of game. Ball State's a pretty decent offensive team. I think they can hang in this game from the three-point line. Look, the old adage goes, as long as when you look at a dog, the reason why I'm not playing Ball State is they don't check every box. They're not a great free throw shooting team. They turn the ball over a little bit too much. I don't really want to bet into Buffalo, quite honestly. Florida State, North Carolina. What a wild number this is, isn't it? Is there a reason Carolina's laying 9.5 here? I mean, I know Florida State's not great. I mean, they're not great. I mean, they're 13-10. I know they've had issues all year, but I mean, it's not like North Carolina is like a real good defensive team or anything, guys. And they just struggled to beat Clemson, barely beat Louisville, struggled against Boston College. I don't know. I mean, is there a last stand for FSU here? I don't know. Kind of seems a bit high. But FSU's bad. Temple Tulane. How about this number? Look, guys, Temple, I've been proud of. I'll tell you this, though. That was an ugly performance the other night against South Florida. Okay, and the problem persists for the Temple Owls. They have no one to score outside of Damian Dunn. They just don't. Now you got to go on the road. You got to face a Tulane team that is really well coached. They're a good three-point shooting team. They're great for the free throw line. They don't turn it over. They're going to turn you over. I thought I had Temple figured out. I thought they were going to continue to impress, and I'd say, wow, Temple's played well this season. Then you go on the road and lose 52-49 to South Florida. Kifa. That's what I would say to that. Mukifa. That's what I would say. For anyone that doesn't know, that means what's up. What's up, Temple? What was that? 52-49. I don't know. I'd expect a better performance. You'd expect them to be able to, school the basketball a little bit here today, but I don't know. I mean, outside of Dunn, I don't see it. No opinion. Gun to my head. If I had to play it. Under? The Temple, good defensive team. Can't score. And Tulane's not exactly Gonzaga either. West Virginia, Oklahoma State. Only game that I like so far is Texas +6. A little bit on BU team total over 71.5, but outside that, not much here. West Virginia, Oklahoma State. I don't know. I feel bad for Huggins. This doesn't seem like he has a real focused group here. They're young. Doesn't seem like they really listen. Seems pretty frustrated. What's Taz Sherman's status? I don't know. No opinion. Good game last week. Looks like Taz Sherman played. So, hopefully he's back to full strength. Played 31 minutes. So it seems to be that he's back and good to go. Oklahoma State, kind of just a middling team, and West Virginia needs it. But just because the team needs it doesn't mean they're going to get it. But you do have a fully healthy West Virginia finally. Started to make some threes, made 86% of their free throws the other night. You won't see that often. They don't ever make free throws like that. Davidson, Rhode Island. Davidson, one of the best road teams in the country against the spread. Let me say that again. Davidson, one of the best road teams in the country against the spread. On the road this season, Davidson is 7-2 against the number. They are 3-point favorites today against Rhode Island. I have some interest there. I've talked before. David Cox sucks. No homo. He's just not a good coach, put it that way. I will say I've been impressed with Rhode Island's offense. They're better than I thought they'd be this year. But for at any rate, in conference, they've been a mess. You've already lost to Davidson this year in Davidson. This team's lost 6 in a row overall. The bottom is coming out for Rhode Island. And how's it coming out? They turn the ball over way too much. They defensively have become, just kind of okay. They don't make free throws. They're not good offensively. They do nothing well. This team lost to GW. They lost to Fordham. They lost to UMass. They're not losing to great teams in this conference. And Davidson's very good against the spread on the road. Looks like a pretty good spot for Davidson. South Carolina, Georgia, I don't know. 2 bad teams in the SEC. Neither can really defend. I don't know. Frank Martin seems like he's on his way out, and so does Tom Crean. So, I don't know. Flip a coin on this one. Furman and Chattanooga. Great game here in this conference. Furman already lost by 2 this season. They've got redemption at home. From what I've understood, it is a big-time sellout in that building today. Furman is going to be on fire. This is going to be a good one. 2 really solid offenses here against 2 really good defenses here. The number 1 and 2 defenses in this conference. To me, the difference in this basketball game is Furman's offensive ability and the fact that they're at home. This Furman team, as usual, very good defensively. This is a great game, though. A great game. Why are Chattanooga dogs? Because of what I just said. Furman's at home here, and they're playing with some revenge. And I think they're the better team overall. This is a great game, though. Okay, this is a game that probably the best game we've talked about so far. This is a huge game in this conference. You have one team that's, 9-4 in conference, and you have a team that's 11-2 in conference. This is going to go a long way in deciding this conference. A huge game. What would I play here? Well, look, Chattanooga checks all the boxes. It's hard to bet into Furman, though. Just the way they make threes. They are just so impressive. But this is the number 1 3-point defense in the in that conference. So, seems like a game that just is close and it's decided by a couple of points. I'm not playing it. I lean Chat, though, plus 4.5. I think the game's close. Holy Cross, Bucknell, no opinion. Nathan Davis's team is really bad. I don't know what to say if you can't beat Holy Cross, who is wholly bad. New Hampshire, Binghamton. How about New Hampshire being a dog to Binghamton? Shout out to the Bearcats. This team's been solid this year. Good defensive group. Been making some 3 balls under Lavelle Sanders. Tough game here, though. New Hampshire's good. Solid team under Bill Herrian. Nick Guardarama, good player. Jaden Martinez. Solid little team. Is Binghamton really a team that should be favorites? I'm not so sure. Lead New Hampshire. Charleston Southern, Gardner Webb. Charleston Southern's real bad. Flanders Fleming is long gone. And Gardner-Webb is a team that plays with a lot of pace, always a good three-point shooting team. Charleston Southern is frightening on offense. I mean, this team is real bad, real bad. They're like Evansville, IUPUI bad. This team is real bad. You look at on this team from a 2-point percentage. I think there's only one player that shoots over 50% on a foreseeable basis. I mean, it's just not good. This team sucks. I'm not going to ever be betting on them here. Davidson's defense scares me. Almost lost to St. Joe's. Who cares? Who cares about games before that? As far as Davidson's defense, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they've never been good defensively. They're very efficient, though, and they're playing a team that's just not very good on that end. Elon Towson, I don't know. No real interest. Elon's been a tough little team this year. I got to give them some respect. They hang in games. I'll give them that. Lost by 5 the first time these two teams played. You give them that respect. They're pretty tough against the number. Seemed a bit high to me. Northern Arizona, Montana State. Montana State, very good offensive team. Okay. I don't think you can go wrong with maybe some sort of team total here. I feel like they get to 80. Northern Arizona plays with pace on defense. They'll let you do whatever you want to do. They'll really let you do kind of a layup line. First game is 89-84. I don't see any reason to believe this game is any different. It's a home game for Montana State. They get a bad team, quite honestly, here. Montana State's team total is 74.5. I'm playing that today. I like this offense. I've been on them before. And I figure for me, this is just a pretty bad matchup for Northern Arizona defensively. Jabril Bello is a really good player. And you look at Northern Arizona. I mean, they just get no stops. Like I said, I already give up 89, give up 97 to Portland State, 78 to Southern Utah, 74 against Northern Colorado, 82 against Northern Colorado, 78 against Eastern Washington. South Dakota put up 76 on this group. All we need is 75 here. I'm playing that. Montana State, over 74.5. I have to lay a little juice on that price, but I played it at FanDuel.com. All right, next game here. Bear with me here, folks. Yale, Columbia. Look, Columbia is bad. Okay, they're at home here. Don't have much of a home court advantage. The home of Meadow Soprano, Columbia. Keep in mind, Columbia is 4-17, guys. They've only won one game in the Ivy League this year. I've already played with Yale. Only lost by 11. Got to give them some respect there. Look, Columbia does one thing well. They make threes. And they can stay in games if they make those threes, Jim Angle's team. But against, to me, one of the best, actually the best team in this conference in Yale, Yale just is not a team I want to bet against, especially against a team like Columbia. Brown and Cornell, I don't know, lean over. Anytime Cornell plays, they're the fastest team in the country. Brown, they play pretty fast themselves. So, you look at the first time these two teams played, 74-72, got to 146. And I felt like that was kind of small, quite honestly. I think they get to 150 in this game. I'd lean over. Anytime they play, you have to lean over Cornell. Northeastern and Drexel, I don't have much on this game. Drexel is, good on offense, but not good on defense. They really struggled last time out against a Kevon Kramerless Hofstra team. Not exactly great, but they're fully healthy finally, Drexel, which is good. I don't have much in this game. NC Central and Morgan State. I like Lavelle Moten. Always have, always will. But it's been a tough year for them. They can't score. But for that matter, neither can Morgan State. Morgan State under Kevin Broadus, the only thing they really do well is shoot from the free throw line. Should be a close game, hence the reason for the number where it is. I lean NC Central, though. NC Central can actually score a little bit. Morgan State can't. I also value them, a little bit defensively. So I lean to NC Central here. Wright State screwed me last night. Yeah, same. I had them as well. Whatever is what it is. Georgia Southern, Coastal Carolina. I've always said when you play Coastal Carolina, you got to be able to shoot the basketball, and Georgia Southern just can't. I don't know what else to say there. This is a awful, awful, awful 3-point shooting team. I've already lost to Coastal once this year. I don't think a change of venue really does much here either, even though it's at home for Coastal. Coastal Carolina -4.5 looks pretty good. It's pretty much one question. Can you shoot? Alice is going to throw a zone to you. Nope. Well, okay. Eileen Coastal. Bryant, LIU, Brooklyn. Bryant, good team. I think they're going to be the one team that throws a wrench in the ointment of Wagner. Keep in mind, since January 6th, when Bryant lost to Wagner by 3 in overtime, they have not lost. Now they get LIU Brooklyn, a team they already beat by 7. It was a Friday night, I believe they beat them, or Sunday night, something crazy. Bryant has been very good, very good. Offensively, they're back. I got to tell you, I'm not quite sure why they're only 1.5-point favorites in this game. I guess we'll have to wait and see how Alicia's status is. But you look at last game for Bryant, put up 99 against Sacred Heart. Peter Kiss had 37. Charles Pride had 34. How about that? You don't see that often in college basketball. I can't remember the last time I saw 2 players have 30 or more points. That's impressive. That's impressive. You have to ask yourself, with 9 minutes to go, it was 83-59. How did it end 99-86? Well, I'll tell you what happened. Bryant stopped fucking defending. I'm going to hope Alicius is back tonight. I will say, if any conference does a good job at reporting injuries, it's this one. I lean Bryant. This team, it's just hard to bet against them right now. And, look, they're 11-1, guys. 11-1. You look at Wagner, haven't lost in conference. It's not impossible. It could happen. I know we're all leading up to that game in Bryant on February 26th, last game of the season. There's just so much at stake right now for Bryant. I'm playing them. Bryant -1.5. Listen, could be a trappy game. I'm hoping Hall Elijah's plays. I was on them a lot last year. I've been on them once or twice this year. I was actually on them against Wagner. NC State, Pittsburgh. Why is Pittsburgh only a 1-point dog? They're pretty bad, but at any rate, NC State's not very good either. Wake, Miami. Look, I'm kind of done betting against Wake. Not that I've done it much, but it seems like they win every game. Is Steve Forbes' team ever going to fucking lose here? However, we have to ask ourselves, should Miami be a 7-point dog? I don't really think. This will be a high-scoring game. And the problem that Miami has, and while they're probably going to be a likely 1-game exit in the NCAA tournament, they don't fucking defend anybody. Look at Miami's defensive numbers. They're fucking terrible. That's concerning today against Wake. North Dakota and Western Illinois. I've said before, Western Illinois is a layup line defensively, but for that right, North Dakota is the worst 2-point defense in the country. 358, bottom of the barrel, dog shit. Who defends who here? I don't know. North Dakota is not good defensively, but neither is Western Illinois. I don't know what anybody's looking at here to warrant a 12.5-point number here. That being said, am I betting North Dakota? No. First time these two teams played, it was 73-68. And for whatever reason today, Western Illinois is a 12.5-point favorite. They've lost 3 or 4 overall. What the hell's up with this number? What the hell's going on here? That being said, I'm still not betting North Dakota. North Texas, Rice. I don't know. Wake me up when this one ends. First one to 65 wins. This is going to be a rough one. North Texas, that's how they play. They want to play in the high 50s, low 60s. That's just their MO. Rice, for that matter, going to try to maybe turn it up a little bit, but I don't think it's going to work. I think they're going to have trouble holding on to the basketball in this game. North Texas will own the tempo here. I lean North Texas. I think it's an ugly game. Illinois University, Purdue against Cleveland State. Obviously, we're talking about IUPUI. Okay, I want to tell you all a little story. The other day, I played UAB at home. I laid 23 with UAB. They were up 23 with 30 seconds to go. And of course, fucking Southern Miss came through the back door and they won by 21. It's stupid to lay 20 plus points in conference college basketball. It just is. However, have you all watched IUPUI this season? I have. They're the worst offensive team I've ever seen at this level. They've only scored 60 or more points once this season, and that was to Illinois Chicago. They scored 65. Okay, they are the worst offense I've ever seen at this level, and that's no joke. They truly are that bad. You look at Ken Palm offensive efficiency metrics, and they are under 80. I've never seen that before, ever. And I've watched and looked at Ken Palm for a long time. On the season, they're averaging 51.9 points per game. Today, they play Cleveland State. Cleveland State is 12-3 in the conference and 16-6 overall. They are off a loss, a weird loss to Illinois Chicago. I don't know what happened there. And you would expect they'd be pissed off. IUPUI, for anyone that doesn't know, there's a reason that they're going to open tryouts in the middle of the season. They don't have any players. If you watch their last game, they had 6 players. BJ Maxwell fouled out with about 2.5 minutes to go, or 5 minutes to go. They played with 5 guys. That means if they'd have fouled out again, they'd have had 4 players. Now, just 2 days later, you got to go play in Cleveland State against the toughest team in the country or in this conference. I don't give a flying fuck all what anybody else does here. I will be betting Cleveland State, and I will be betting IUPUI's team total under. Okay, it's that simple. If you want to join me, you're welcome to it. If you don't. I don't know what to tell you. But I'm doing it. I'm laying 22.5, and I'm playing under 53.5. Good luck. I mean, this is truly fucking atrocious. Okay, to put this into perspective, okay, there are 358 Division I teams. Okay, 358. When we rank teams, okay, there are 143 programs under Division I that score more points per game than IUPUI. Think about that. So when we're ranking programs, there are Division II teams that could beat IUPUI. I'm not trying to be like a dickhead here. I'm just being honest. So, if you want to join me, you're welcome to it. If you don't, well, good luck. Next game. But yeah, that's my thoughts here. Sam Houston State, Chicago State. Sam Houston State's a solid team. Good team under Jason Hooten. I don't know. I'm skeptical to play them just because they're not good from the free throw line. And, it is a road game here, but Cleveland State's Cleveland State. So I think Cleveland State massacres them today. Yeah, I hear you. I kind of had this at like 85-50 or something. I'd be surprised if Cleveland State gets to 50. Cleveland or IUPUI gets to 50. Cleveland State needs to defend. Okay, just defend. And under Dennis Forbes, they're one of the best in this conference. All right. UT Arlington, Lafayette. I don't play much Sun Belt. Texas State and UL Monroe. Kind of glossing over these. I think these teams are really tough to gauge. I had nothing on them. Indiana, Michigan State. I had an interesting thought on this game. Indiana had some suspensions the other night. I think 4 guys were out due to like some curfew violation. I gotta ask Mike Woodson. Look, I get it. You're trying to be the guy that cares. I get that. And you are. Good for him. We need a lot more people like Mike Woodson. I will say, though, curfew seems a bit light. I mean, I don't know. to suspend him and maybe keep him out a couple of minutes, but suspend him. Ultimately, you kind of need these games, Mike. I mean, and look, what happened? You went to Indiana and lost. Or sorry, you went to Northwestern and lost. I guess those guys are back today, I would hope. But I don't know. Maybe Mike's trying to prove a point. You definitely proved it, but you also now lost to Northwestern in a game you pretty much needed. So I'm not real interested in Indiana today. Memphis, Houston. I don't know. I feel like this is one of those games where it's like, oh my God, that's too many points. And then Houston wins by 15. I will say, I think Memphis is solid with DeAndre Williams back. Monty Bates is gone. They're kind of playing at a high level. They have to have this game. There's not a lot of quad one opportunities here. This is a must win for Memphis. So here's what I would do. I would take a little walk on the wild side. If you're $100 better, take $10, put it on Memphis money line. I could see it. It's not completely impossible to me. But I think it's one or the other. I think they win the game or they get rocked. I don't think they're going to lose 72-65 here. I think it's going to be all or nothing. So if you're $100 better, take 10% of it, put it on Houston or Memphis money line. It's a good price too. I mean, almost plus 400, not bad. Take a little chunk, little shilling or two. Ohio, Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan's not terrible. Okay, they're not Central or Western Michigan. They're the directional school. They're not terrible. They haven't played well recently though, and that's the issue. They've started to really struggle defensively. The good teams in this conference are putting up a lot of points against them. Ohio just put up 81 against them first time, beat it by 13. I don't see much difference here. Bowling Green, Miami of Ohio. Shout out to Miami O. Actually, if they finally got a win the other night. They don't turn it over. Good from the foul line, and okay offensively. You can do that. You can score against Bowling Green. This is first to 80 wins. Citadel VMI. Speaking of high scoring, wouldn't surprise me if this is like 95-90 or something. Citadel plays with all sorts of pace. VMI can do whatever they want on offense. It's that simple. I could see VMI hitting 100 here. This should be a real high scoring game. If you know anything about Citadel over the years, that's kind of what they do. Teams played before 90-85 back earlier this season. Played a couple of times last year. One of the games was 110-103 in regulation. In 40 minutes, it was 110-103. Also, like I said, earlier this year, 90-85. I don't know if 163.5, 164 is high enough with these two groups. But you need everything to go right in a game like that. K-State, Iowa State. I'll tell you this and I'm just going to be honest and quite frank, should Iowa State be laying 5.5 to anybody? I mean, seriously. What has this team done recently? Oh, I know. They've lost, 4 of 6 overall. Only wins were Missouri in a close game against Oak State. Why are they laying 5.5? Every game K-State plays is close. I heard a wild stat this year. I think it was on Ion College Basketball. Kansas State has lost 7 games by 1, 2, or 3 points. That's crazy. That's a lot of close games, man. You got to feel bad for Bruce Weber. This guy honestly should probably have a lot of things that have went his way. And I know they lost to Baylor, a couple high-scoring games that got crushed. But, Baylor's Baylor. Hung against Kansas. Hung against TCU, hung against West Virginia, hung against Oklahoma, hung against Marquette, hung against Illinois, hung against Arkansas. What gives here? Georgia Tech, Virginia. Virginia feeling themselves after the Duke game. I don't know. Not really interested in laying almost double digits for them. Florida, Kentucky. Fuck Florida. I hate Florida. I hate Mike White. I hate Florida. I do like their team, but I hate Mike White. I feel like Kentucky puts their gonads all over Florida today. F Florida. Fuck them. I don't really have any reason to be mad at them. They have won a couple in a row, but I don't like Florida. TCU, Texas Tech. Mike Miles, what's his status today? Kind of won him here. If I'm going to play Texas Tech off a loss. So, yeah, I kind of want to know what his status is. Cal, Oregon. Cal is all of a sudden real bad. But I don't want to lay big numbers with Oregon. I feel like they're good as a dog or small favorite. But is Oregon really dialed in? Not so sure. I joined late. Arkansas, Alabama. We shouldn't be joining late, Blaine. That's your punishment. Just kidding. I lean Arkansas, but it's a letdowny spot. And it's a noon game. Samford, East Tennessee State. I don't know. This ain't a vintage ETSU team. Samford, we know they play a lot of high scoring games. Listen, deep team. I like Samford. I always have. I think they're tough. First game was 88-85. It was a close loss. This Sanford's team is playing good basketball. It's not like ETSU is very good defensively. High scoring. I'd have to figure this is first to 80 wins. VCU, George Mason. Okuru is back. Not Okuru. Oduru is back for GMU. VCU, tough. We know Ace Baldwin's tough. Good game, back and forth. No real interest in betting it. Valpo, Missouri State. Missouri State or pass. I think they're the best team in this conference outside of Loyola. Delaware State and Howard. Look, guys, when you're laying 18.5 in the MEAC, you have some problems. Just going to tell you that. That being said, Howard is way better than Delaware State. Delaware State's a bottom 3 or 4 team in America. Eric Skeeter's team's really bad. That's why they're 18.5-point dogs in the MEAC. A&M Corpus Christi against Nichols. This seemed high to me. Corpus Christi's a solid team. Now, I know they've struggled against New Orleans. I had New Orleans both games. Corpus Christi's a solid team. They're much better this year under their new coach as opposed to Warren Wilson, who they've had the last couple of years. This is a solid team, Corpus Christi. Seemed a bit high to me. Think this game's close. I lean Corpus Christi here. Murray State, Moorhead. Obviously, Moorhead, tough team. Okay, solid game last time out defensively against Belmont. They didn't get the job done, but it was close. Should have won the game. Had the opportunities to win the game. Weren't able to get it done. Ugly offensive game. First time out, really struggled against Murray. You would expect, okay, this is really, Moorhead needs this. They have to have it. You've already lost a couple step-up games. It's time to wake up here. That being said, I'm not real interested in betting against Murray. Southern Utah, Sac State. Lean Southern Utah, always. Southern Utah's a good team. Well coached under Todd Simon. Sac State's bad. Lamar, Seattle. Lamar is real bad. And how about Seattle, guys? They've done a great job this year. A lot of people aren't talking about this Red Hawk group under Chris Victor. A couple step-up losses, but all in all, they've really taken care of business. Beat Pine Bluff up a bad team, beat Chicago State up a bad team, beat Dixie State up a bad team, beat up Sam Houston, beat up Rio Grande. Now you get Lamar. This screams 20-point win for Seattle. But these are tough in these conferences to lay these big numbers. New Mexico State, Utah Valley. Good game. Good game in this conference. Amik is a great player for Utah Valley State. New Mexico State really doesn't have a point guard. And it's sometimes been a problem for Chris Jan's team. They've turned the ball over a lot. Hasn't mattered, though. But this is a good one. This is a tough game here. Should be a close one. Going to Orem, Utah is not easy. And you're getting, I think, the team to back as a dog. Utah Valley, if you get 3 there, that's worth a look. Utah Valley is a tough team. I wish they forced a little bit more turnovers, but good defensive teams here. Good rebounding teams. Flippy game. Utah Valley getting points at home. Worth the look here, small today. Bethune-Cookman, Alcorn State. I'm not really sure why Bethune-Cookman left the MEAC all to just go to the SWAC. Lean Alcorn. Bethune-Cookman looks kind of in over its head. Mount St. Mary's, St. Francis. Lean Mount. St. Francis sucks. I mean, they're real bad. They're not bottom barrel like Central Connecticut bad or Fairleigh Dickinson bad, but they're pretty bad. South Dakota, Denver. Denver's always a tricky spot to go play, especially for South Dakota. This group under Todd Lee, not great. This isn't a Matt Mooney South Dakota team. They're not going to win any conference here or anything like that. This is a pretty bad team, quite honestly. And Denver is tough. They play hard. They get you in the second half of games because of that elevation. Wouldn't be surprised if this game's close at the end. UNC Asheville against Upstate. Okay, guys, look, I've talked about it before. Upstate has lost some money recently, but they're still really good against the spread on as a dog. I think they're 7-3 as a dog ATS. Today they're an underdog at home against UNC Asheville. We have to ask ourselves why. Okay, first game was close, but they lost. It's not like Asheville's any good. It's time for Upstate to bounce back. Had a couple of tough games recently, but now they start to play the bad teams in this conference. I don't mind going back to the well with Upstate today. I'm not running to do it just because they've taken some money from me recently. But Upstate as a dog is a good bet, particularly at home. William and Mary, James Madison, lean jam you. William and Mary's bottom of the barrel bad. Western Kentucky, UTSA. Fuck Western Kentucky. Fuck them. Another team I hate. They never seem to get the job done in a big game. Do I want to lay double digits? Fuck no. McNeese State, Northwestern State. Northwestern State is terrible defensively. Not really sure why they're a favorite here. McNeese isn't great, but I think they're better than Northwestern State. I would check the injury reports, though. The problem McNeese has had this year is a couple of their best players have been out for most of the season. Riverside against San Diego, UC San Diego. I don't know. I mean, shout out to San Diego. I mean, look, they're only in their second year in Division I, and they've actually been pretty competitive, quite honestly. Riverside, a real good defensive team under Mike Magpau. They do a good job at defending. They're not a real good rebounding team, but they hang in games for the most part. This is step up. Should be a low-scoring game. 103 people in here. We've had pretty much all of you throughout. Thank you for watching. We'll get to all your questions. We're about a little over halfway through here. Stetson, Florida Gulf Coast. Clashing styles for the most part. Stetson doesn't want to play fast, even though they have been. Florida Gulf Coast will play fast under Michael Fly. Pass. South Carolina State, Coppin. Who the hell wants to lay 5.5 with Coppin? No interest. Georgia State, App State. Flip game in the Sun Belt. Lean Georgia State. Finally playing some defense this year. But a coin flip. Princeton, Dartmouth. Dartmouth tries to stay in games from the three-point line, but Princeton's just a good, solid, efficient offensive team. Now that they have Jaden Llewellyn back, I feel good about them long-term. First game was very high scoring. That's the thing. If Dartmouth can make some threes, they're going to play in high-scoring games, and they were 10 for 22 the first time these two teams played. Princeton plays pretty fast. They're efficient. Dartmouth plays slow, but if they make free throws and threes, which they do well, they could A, stay in games, and B, games are high scoring. Lean over. I lean over, honestly. Longwood, North Carolina A&T. If you want to fade Longwood, go the hell ahead. Longwood has been one of the best stories in college basketball this season. You look at Griff Aldrich. Used to be in the private sector. Now he's a college basketball coach, and the boys in Farmville are rolling. Shouldn't have any issue with North Carolina A&T here. Bellarmine in North Alabama. I've talked to you all before. If you follow me on Patreon, I bet North Alabama unders a lot. Okay, first game is 68-60 between these two teams. Okay, we look at kind of what these teams want to do. Okay, Bellarmine, very 2-point based. Very 2-point based. North Alabama, good defensive team. Play real slow for the most part. And so does Bellarmine. There's just not a lot of pace in this game. Under 133. I'm playing that. Under 133. Again, guys, I played a lot of North Alabama unders. If you guys know that, I play this team under a lot. It's just that simple. If you don't want to join me, I get it. Betting on unders sucks, but I've made money betting on their unders this year. Toledo against Northern Illinois. If you've watched our Bet US College Basketball show, Matt Josephs and I, Mid-Major Matt, we've bet a lot of Toledo team totals, first half team totals, all sorts of things. Today, we get another opportunity. Keep in mind, Toledo put up 94 the first time these two teams played. The first half, they had 47. I've talked to you guys. Toledo is one of the best first half teams in the country. They're fifth in the country in offensive production in the first half. I mean, they're really good from a team total standpoint. Today's team total for Toledo is 79. Why? I mean, Northern Illinois can't defend a fucking can of paint. Why is this number where it is? Do I think Toledo gets to 80 today? Yeah, I do. Good luck. But I want a first half team total, and fucking FanDuel doesn't have one. When they do, I'll be betting it. That sucks. Fuck. All right. Let's keep it moving here. We're almost done. Right. Presbyterian Winthrop. This is where I like Presby. I like them as a dog. I don't want them as a favorite or anything, but as a dog, I'm willing. Lost the first game 60-58. Go look at Presbyterian guys this year. Okay, let me go through a couple of games here. Lost to Hampton by 5. Lost to Asheville by 1. Beat Charleston Southern. Lost to Longwood by 1. Winthrop by 2. Gardner-Webb by 3. North Carolina A&T by 8. Charleston lost by 2, lost by 4 against Moorhead. I mean, beat VMI in a couple close games, beat Citadel. I mean, this team plays a lot of close games. A lot of games to play today. Yeah, just worth a look. Marquette Butler. All right, guys. If I were to play a Big East game today, it would be Butler. They're actually playing pretty well. And this game just seems too low. Why is Marquette only a 3.5-point favorite here? Somebody knows something here. Don't they? Come on. Seems like a trip-up spot. Butler can't lose 2 in a row and 3 of 4. They can. Well, Hinkle Fieldhouse, weird things happen there. UT Martin, Eastern Illinois. What do we know about Eastern Illinois? One of the worst offensive teams in the country. Haven't scored more than 65 in, I don't know, a long time. Well, actually, against Division I opponents, they haven't done that this year. They've not scored more than 65. So can we make the case they're the worst team in the country, offensively? Their highest output this season against a Division I team was 62 against Tennessee State. Keep in mind, they beat Tennessee Martin in the first game, 58-53. Now, Tennessee Martin's got a little opportunity for a little thing called revenge. All right, guys. Have I said enough here? I lean Eastern Illinois team total under. All right, for what it's worth, I had points bet. Toledo first half team total 37.5. Wow. I'm in on that. I'm not looking. I'm sure it's on other books right now. I just only have one in front of me. So, yeah, I'll be betting that. Lean Eastern Illinois under. Tennessee Tech, Edwardsville, no opinion. Grambling State, Texas Southern. Look, no interest in betting against Texas Southern. I think they're the class of the SWAC. Duke, Boston College. I don't know. Lean Duke. What's the kid's status that got destroyed by the kid from Clemson? What's his status? He played for Duke, didn't he? Wasn't that Duke? I think it was. I think it was either Duke or Carolina. Yeah, it was Clemson. Who was that went out early? I forget. Was it Roach or Griffin? One of those two. They'll blow up Boston College. Incarnate Word, New Orleans. Okay, as you guys know, okay, if you follow me, I like New Orleans. It's a really good team, well coached under Mark Schlesinger. This is a big-time revenge game for New Orleans. Okay, already lost to Incarnate Word just a couple of days ago, 78-70. It was a disastrous, pathetic loss. It should have never happened. Now they're back at home off of a win, and they get lowly Incarnate Word. Okay, New Orleans minus 9.5. I think they win by double digits. Look, guys, They don't win a lot of games by double digits, but against the bad teams, they normally take care of it. I'm back in New Orleans because I like this team. I bet them before. I like the way they, you know, I just like the way they do things. They're very good at getting to the free throw line, number one in the country. They're really good from the line. An incarnate word can't keep teams off the line. So I'm going to rock with New Orleans. Great defensive team, number one in this conference. They don't turn it over. Good team, solid team. I'm going to rock with them here. It's not easy, but I'm going to do it here. I think they pound Incarnate Word today. And again, this is for me because I bet them a lot, and I'm sticking with them here. I think they win in revenge. Okay, Colgate, Loyola, Maryland. I've said before, I don't think you can go wrong with Colgate team totals. Eastern Washington, Idaho State, pass. No interest in Idaho State, and I'm laying 11.5 for the very average EWU team. Mississippi Valley State, Alabama A&M. I would not have any interest here. Mississippi Valley State's the worst team in the country, and Robert Carpenter's out right now. Tennessee State, Austin Peay, pass. Two bad teams in the OVC. This is not a vintage Austin Peay team. Matt Figure's long gone. Little Rock and Troy, I don't know, seemed high. I feel like Darrell Walker's better than being 13.5-point dogs to Troy. Houston Baptist, Southeast Louisiana. Shout out to Southeastern Louisiana. Okay, this team's been pretty solid, quite honestly, under David Kiefer. Today they get Houston Baptist, who can't defend. They've already won by 9, put up 90 against UBAP the first time. Good offensive team, play with a lot of pace. They just don't defend. I'd expect another high-scoring game here. Eastern Kentucky, Lipscomb. Okay, there's no total on this game, but whatever it is, I'd play over. EKU is terrible defensively, and so is Lipscomb. If you have a total on this game, let me know. I would look towards an over here. Could be one of the highest-scoring games of the day. That's simple. Weber State, Idaho. Lean Weber. Idaho's real fucking bad. Central Arkansas, Jacksonville State. So is Central Arkansas. Really fucking bad. And Ray Harper, guys, the move to the A-Sun was a good one for Jacksonville State. They're way better than most teams in this conference. Belmont, Southeast Missouri State should be able to move their wings and go. SEMO won't defend you. Belmont team total looks good. Nebraska, Omaha, South Dakota State. Kind of like Citadel VMI. This one should be high scoring. First one was very high scoring. South Dakota State, one of the best offenses in the country. Okay, top 10 for sure. Already put up 95 against Omaha this year. Team total on South Dakota State would be where I'd go here. Fordham, Duquesne, who the hell cares? Two bad teams in the A-10. Pine Bluff, Alabama State. Same goes for this. Two bad teams in the SWAC. Lean on Alabama State, just on the Mo Williams effect. Radford, Hampton. Hampton can't score under Buck Joyner. Radford, always a good defensive team. Should be low, slow, first to 60 wins. North Florida, Kennesaw. North Florida, you're a slave to the three ball. If they can't make threes, they'll get blown the fuck out. It's that simple. And they take more threes than most. It's just how that defense and offense runs. Ohio State, Michigan. Lean over. I was very happy with Michigan the other night. Another huge game here. Really no room for error if you're Michigan. You need to keep winning games. It's that simple. Lean Michigan -2.5. Arizona, Washington. We know what Arizona does against teams like this. They roll them. Really no interest in betting against Arizona in this kind of spot. Number seemed a little low to me. Do we get some kind of good effort from Washington here? I doubt it. You know what Washington's going to do? They're going to throw out that tough zone. I maybe could give Arizona some problems. It's not like Arizona's been a great three-point shooting team this year. But Arizona seems to find ways to roll these teams. Syracuse, Va-Tech, no opinion. I hate Va-Tech. Also a team very dependent on threes. We know Syracuse is going to throw a zone out. It's all going to be about whether Va-Tech makes them. That's why their numbers are so weird and so tough to deal with. SMU, East Carolina. SMU off a huge win against Houston. Now you got to go to Minji's Coliseum and play Eastern Carolina. Not easy. Not easy to do. ECU's decent. Brandon Suggs back defensively. This is a sleepy spot for ECU or for against ECU here for SMU. Vanderbilt, Tennessee, rivalry game. I'd have to feel like Vanderbilt gives you something. But I'll tell you what, Tennessee's a lot better this year because they can actually score. Good three-point shooting team. Kenny Chandler's just a lot quicker than everybody else. Tough team to bet against. Campbell, High Point. I'm going to tell you guys right now, one of the best home court advantages you don't know about, High Point. This team has a lot of supporters, man. They have like 5,000 fans, and they're sold out every game. Good for Tubby Smith. John Michael Wright's been good for him. This is a tough team, High Point. A tough little team. They play hard, and they have a great fan base there. Shout out to that fan base. There's nothing to do in High Point. I would have to think this is the only thing to do there. It's like that Friday Night Lights movie where every business is closed, everyone's at the gate. Where the hell is High Point even? Is that a big town? Where is that? It's in North Carolina, obviously. What is the population in that city? It's actually a decent sized city as far as I see here. I didn't know that. All right, what's the population in High Point? Not sure I care, but I want to look. Well, 104,000. No shit. I actually thought it was way smaller than that. I thought it was like a little town in like North Carolina with like a stream in the middle of it, and there's nothing else to do. I didn't know that. 104,000 people. It's in Guilford County, but some of it's in Randolph, Davidson, and Forsyth County, and it's known for its furniture market. Sounds fascinating. All right, right. Let's move on. So yeah, good little game there. Battle in North Carolina schools. San Francisco, Santa Clara. What the hell's up with San Francisco? I don't have any idea. Coin flippy game. Liberty, Jacksonville. Low, slow. It's 124.5 for a reason, guys. It's going to be an ugly one. I think the game's close, though. I really do. Maryland, Eastern Shore, Norfolk State. Norfolk State should have no trouble here. Robert Jones is the class of Norfolk State. They're the class of this conference. Shouldn't have any trouble. Already beat Maryland, Eastern Shore by 14 this season. I don't see any reason they don't do it here. LaSalle, Richmond. I don't know. Lean Richmond. It's done. Do they ever win by 15 or more? Doesn't seem like they ever do. This would be a good time to do it at home. Bad team. Go ahead, Chris Mooney. DePaul, Providence. Fuck Providence. No interest. Florida A&M, Jackson State. Jackson State can't score, man. Look at this total. 121.5. Is this a game played in the 50s? It just might. Southern against Prairie View. Good game here. I think Southern could be the best team in this conference. Prairie View doesn't have Cam Mack this year, which is a big difference in this game to me. They haven't played yet this season. Two good teams here. Southern 8-2. Prairie View's kind of struggled to bring up the rear, yet they're a favorite here. Don't really know about that. Southern money line looks pretty good. Hofstra, Delaware. I need to see what's up with Kayvon Kramer. If he's in there, lean Hofstra. Notre Dame, Clemson. I don't know. I mean, the kid's out that, for one game, by the way. One game for that disgusting thing he did. One game. Crazy. I don't know. Coin flip game. Tough one. Vermont, Albany. You want to step in front of Vermont, go the hell ahead. Problem with some of these teams in this conference is they play so goddamn slow. First game, 73-61. Vermont won by 12 in Albany. Now they get the game. Now they get the game away. Sorry, the first one was in Vermont. Now they get the game in Albany. I don't know. I'm not betting against Vermont. Charleston, UNC Wilmington. Charleston, one of the fastest teams in the country under Pat Kelsey, former Winthrop coach. Wilmington's played with a horseshoe up their ass all season. Should be up and down versus 75 wins. Canisius Marist, coin flip, Mac, who cares? Hartford, NJIT, lean Hartford. Always are going to have the best player on the court. Tracy Carter, terrific player, good defensive team. NJIT can't score. Western Carolina, Wofford. Western Carolina can't score. They can't defend. They can't do anything well. The problem with Wofford, though, when you lay a big number, you're a slave to the three-point shot. A lot like Virginia Tech, a lot like North Florida. Central Michigan against Western Michigan. Who cares? Two bad teams. Pass. Illinois, Chicago, Fort Wayne. Lean Fort Wayne. Pretty good guard play. I'll give them that. They crushed IUPUI last time out. Now they get another bad team here who's off a win, which doesn't happen much for Illinois, Chicago. Lean Fort Wayne. Arkansas State, Southern Alabama. I don't know. No opinion. I hate the Sun Belt. Mississippi State against LSU. All right. Mississippi State. I don't know, right? I don't like this team. I hate Mississippi State. I hate them. I finally had a home dog I liked. And what do they fucking do? Oh, they lose because they can't fucking defend. They can't defend. They suck. Mississippi State defensively. They're so slow and so fucking boring. I hate them. Fuck Mississippi State. Pinson's back. Played 25 minutes at 11 points the other night. A couple of turnovers, which weren't good. But I think this is where LSU kind of gets it going. Lean LSU here. I hate Mississippi State. I hate them. Utah, Colorado. Braden Carlson's back finally, which is good for Utah. I don't really think Colorado should be laying 5 points. This game seems close. South Florida, Wichita. Does anyone get to 60 here? I have no interest in this one. None. Total's too low. I don't want to lay double digits with Wichita, and I don't want to take double digits with South Florida. Drake and Bradley. I think Drake's more talented. I think sometimes you have to just go with the better team. Drake's been solid all year. Really do everything well offensively. Pretty solid defensively. Brian Wardell's team, always tough. They're going to slow the game down. First game is 83-71. They won that game, which is not normally what you want to do, but I think Drake gets some revenge. Air Force San Diego State. Does Air Force get to 60 here? I don't think they do. It's really a question of how many points do I think San Diego State scores. So it's a 17.5 point number with a 116 point total. So this game, what's it saying? 71-50? Does that seem right? How does this number even work out? I don't know. I don't know, man. I'll lean over. Not easy, but I'll lean over. I think San Diego State gets to 70. Therefore, I think the game goes over. Well, I'm not playing it, though. Evansville, Southern Illinois, another low total. 114.5, folks. 114.5. Pass. Cincinnati, Tulsa. Cincinnati wants to turn you over. Tulsa will play a zone. I don't know. Flip. Lean Cincinnati. Pacific, San Diego. Pacific has covered, I think, 2 games this season. San Diego's been a tough little team. Good for them. Jenny Craig Center. Abilene Christian, Talton. Will be low scoring. I like Tarleton. I like them at home. They're a team that's going to play that burn offense. They'll burn a ton of time, and then they're going to shoot. Should be a tough game to watch. Lean under. UMKC or Roberts, clashing styles. Donlin and UMKC will defend. Kind of take the air out of the ball, limit your 3-point shots. Or Roberts, Max Asmus, up and down, good offensive team. Want to get a lot of threes up. That's what they do. UMKC kind of limits that, though. They were able to get a lot of threes up the first time and make them, scored 84. But UMKC is not a great matchup for them. North Dakota State, St. Thomas, lean North Dakota State. Just that rugged blue-collar team. Really solid. I don't know. Tough game, clashing styles. Ole Miss, Missouri. I've said it before. If you can't shoot against Ole Miss, you're not going to win. And Missouri can't shoot. Not really sure why they're a favorite in this game. Lean Ole Miss. Penn State, Minnesota. Flip game, lean Minnesota at home. They're actually a pretty solid team. I got to be honest. I like Jamison Battle and Eric Curry. I like this team. Grand Canyon, Dixie State. Lean Grand Canyon. Dixie State doesn't defend anybody. Grand Canyon, as usual, good defensively. Bryce Drew's a hell of a coach. They normally take care of these bad teams in this conference. Portland State, Montana. Portland State's been turning up the pressure this year. They're going to press under Bryant Peary. Montana, good turnover team. They don't turn it over. That's one of the reasons they won this game the first time, though it was close. I think Portland State's not a real good matchup against Montana. Montana, good from the line, do what they need to do. Don't turn it over. I think that's tough when you play. If Portland State can't turn you over, what happens? Wyoming, San Jose. You guys know I like Wyoming. I'd lay it here. Lean it, laying it here. Is it a sleepy kind of game? Yeah, but Wyoming's just better than San Jose. St. Mary's, Gonzaga. I don't know what to say. If you want to bet against Gonzaga, go ahead. They blow every team in this conference out. Doesn't matter if it's BYU. Doesn't matter if it's whoever. They've crushed St. Mary's. I think they've won every last 5 games by 10 or more points. No interest. I like Morehead State. I don't know. Probably like the biggest coin flip game on the card. No interest. UCLA, USC. I don't think USC is very good. I'm just going to say it. I don't know why they're ranked. What have they done this season? This is a real team they're playing. I lean UCLA. BYU Pepperdine. Pepperdine's bad. This might be a game where BYU takes some frustration out. They've almost lost some of these games. I don't think they do it tonight at home. I think BYU might put up 85 in this one. I think they crush. Pepperdine here. All right. Couple more. Arizona State, Washington State. I don't know. Seemed high. Arizona State seems to been playing a bit better. So they're seeming to be coming together. Seemed a bit high to me. I don't know if I'm ready to lay 11 with Wazoo. More or less want to lay 6 or 7, maybe, not 11. Cal, Santa Barbara, Cal Poly. Lean Santa Barbara. Good team in the Big West. They'll challenge to win it every year. Amadou Sal, good player. Cal Poly's bad. Loyola Marymount, Portland. I don't know. Coin flip against two bad teams. I'll lean Eli Scott and Marymount. Just think they're a better team. Northridge and Bakersfield. Northridge is better than Mark Gottfried. I like Rod Barnes. Two kind of even teams to me. I didn't play it. Cal Baptist and Rio Grande. Lean Cal Baptist at home. Looks like Terran Armstrong's back, which is good for Cal Baptist. Am I ready to lay double digits basically, though? No. Stanford, Oregon State. I mean, seemed a little low. Has anyone watched Oregon State this season? Holy shit. By the way, the 3-18 guys. 3-18. Haven't played Stanford yet, but I don't know. This seemed a little low. Cal Fullerton, Hawaii. Good game, late night, Big West. Hawaii's been really good, guys, and so is Fullerton. This is a big game in this conference. Don't sleep on Hawaii on the Big Island. They're 1-point favorites. Coin flip at midnight. I think Hawaii gets it done on their home floor, but not easy. All right, guys, here's what I played today. Whether you join me, that's up to you. At 12 noon, I got Texas +6. Definitely scared about it. But I like the way they're playing right now. Montana State team total over 74.5 against Northern Arizona. Bryant -1.5 against LAU Brooklyn. I did a little double dip on Cleveland State. I laid the 22.5 with them and put IUPUI team total under 53.5. I don't need to explain that one. Northern Alabama and Bellarmine under 133. That's just something I've been playing. I played a lot of Northern Alabama unders. They have a good combination of they're a pretty good defensive team who plays slow. Bellarmine's going to play slow. They don't shoot threes. And North Alabama can't score. So lean on 133 under there. And then I played New Orleans -9.5 against Incarnate Word in a bounce back revenge game. New Orleans really good defensive team. Would I take Denver? I don't know. I don't look at the NBA until a few minutes beforehand. What else do we have here? A couple others. Can St. Mary's hold them under 81.5? Good luck. If you want to bet against Gonzaga's offense, go ahead. Let's go, Chris Beard. Yeah, exactly. I want to do something before we go here. By the way, if you want all my props for the Super Bowl, they will be on Patreon, patreon.com/BMOC. Come join me. I go over the card every single day and give out my plays that I'm betting. Let me just do one thing here. I want to see something. I'm going to please no LJ Cryer. Please no LJ Cryer. Please no LJ Cryer. Yes, no LJ Cryer today. Thank God. Please, thank God. Okay, we got LJ Cryer out today. Good. Okay, that's first step. All right, I'm out. You guys have a good day. If you want more college basketball, my NFL props and everything, check out patreon.com/BMOC. Guys, look, this is my love. Love doing it. Thanks for being here. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And I'm out. You guys all have a good evening. I'll catch you Sunday here. And if you're on a Patreon, we'll be back Sunday. See you then, guys. Super Bowl Sunday. Bye-bye.